Hi everybody, this is Lara at pureelliottwave.com. I'm going to look at a new cryptocurrency for you for my member Peter. I'm going to look at THORChain. So I haven't done this one before, so I've got my data from Yahoo Finance. THORChain, the ticker symbol is RUNE, and I've downloaded the file. So in MotiveWave, File, Chart, Import Data. Find the CSV file in your downloads folder. Here it is. Uncheck these, click import. Yep. Create the new. Symbol display will be same. And the title. Just check that that's how Yahoo Finance or kind of. Okay, and there we are. I'm just going to get rid of this volume data here. Okay. I don't know why it's opening what I had from NASDAQ there, but okay. Let's just create a new file, a new wave count. Because if I don't do this for some strange reason, the one it starts with is untitled and I can't do anything with it. It's bizarre. Okay, I want weekly candlesticks and I'll expand this out. Let's view this on a semi-log scale. I would view it on a log scale, but as you can see, that option is not available. And there it is. That looks much better, doesn't it? So the low here is 0.007939, so less than 1 cent. Please excuse the background noise. Again, lunch is being prepared and I am very hungry, so I am not going to do anything to stop that process. 3.03, just checking these lows here. 3.02, this low is below this low. So this looks like a big impulse up and this looks like it's correction. I'm going to start by bringing in, let's see, how long did this take? From September 2019, May 2021, so this could be a cycle degree wave. Could also be primary degree, but I think I'll try this with cycle degree. So this could be a cycle degree 1, 2, let's just get these out of the way. So let's see if cycle 1 subdivides as an impulse. Looks pretty good as an impulse, doesn't it? No, I wouldn't put that there at all. What are you doing, MotiveWave? No, put that. Go away. Put this here, thank you. That's better. That looks good. And I want to put this here. And this here. 3 is longer than 1. 5 is a lot longer than 3. That looks pretty good. 2 looks like a huge zigzag, and that B wave in the middle looks like a really good zigzag. Looks like this might have sufficient volume to be producing decent looking Elliott wave counts. I really like the look of this chart. I did nano yesterday and bought some of that because I love the look of that chart. I like the look of this chart because the high here is at 21.2614, this high up here. It's had a 5-wave impulse, go away, it's had a 5-wave impulse up and a huge correction down. And now it looks like it's got some real strength off lows here. Price is still below this high though. For these cryptocurrencies, which once they have these huge, big blow-off tops, these big exponential rises and a following huge crash, and then they have the next exponential rise, they don't tend to overlap back into this wave 1 price territory. And from an Elliott wave point of view, if you can enter early in wave 3 while it's still within wave 1 price territory, that means you can hold throughout the end of 3 and 4 and 5. And 5 is where you're going to get the biggest gains. And this is what I mean. Look at this. 1, was 0.12 in length, 3 was 1.144 in length, and 5 was 20.93 in length. The fifth wave is the longest and the strongest, so if you can hold out through the fifth wave, you'll get the biggest gains. So if you're entering in first wave price territory, you can hold all throughout 3 and 4 and catch 5, as much of it as you can. So I really like the look of this chart. I'm going to save that work. I'm just going to delete that. And now I'm going to create a daily chart. Just check my labels are on here. This is viewing it on a semi-log scale, on an arithmetic scale, and it beautifully shows this market has exponential growth. When you view a chart on an arithmetic scale and it has this curved look, that's exponential growth. A slow start, acceleration through the middle, and explosion at the end. Let's look at this on the daily chart, and I'm going to view this also on a semi-log scale. Not so important for a lower time frame like daily, but for these cryptocurrencies that have such extreme exponential growth, it is better. Okay, I'm going to leave that up here. Okay, let's see if this subdivides as a leading diagonal, because I'm not convinced it will. No, I'd want to put this here and this here. Is the third wave going to be too long? No. Okay, wavelengths look good. What about the channel? Oh yeah, the channel looks good. Okay, great. That's a pretty decent looking leading diagonal. This looks like an okay impulse for intermediate A. Intermediate B, this looks like a double zigzag. First zigzag in the double here. No, put that here. X looks like a decent zigzag, and the second zigzag in the double here. And intermediate C, is this going to subdivide as an impulse? Oh yeah, it will, if you put the third wave up there, and then the third wave here. No, let's put this here, like that. That's better. I think this has pretty decent looking Elliott wave structures. I think I want to have a look at some classic analysis, but I don't know if stock charts have this one available to me. Okay, I don't think I want to spend too much more time on the detail of this one. I want to have a look at some classic analysis, technical analysis tools now. Okay, real quick, some classic analysis for THORChain. At the weekly chart level, we've got a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern off this low. This low is slightly below this low. So here's the low, and there's a strong bullish candlestick pattern, and it has support from volume. So that's really good to see. That indicates that this low is more likely, or somewhat likely, to be sustainable. There's a bullish signal from on-balance volume. RSI is neutral. ADX indicates no clear trend. It's under 15, but it's really close, and the positive DX line is above the negative. So it doesn't need to do much now to indicate at the weekly chart level that there's an upward trend. Stochastics neutral. ATR declines as price falls, increases strongly as price rises. So a lot of strength and upward movement. What about the daily chart level? We're going to be having a good look at this low. Here's a hammer candlestick pattern and a bullish engulfing pattern here, and then the final low, a morning star, a morning doji star candlestick pattern with these three. This bullish engulfing pattern has strong support from volume. The morning star, this bullish pattern, part of the pattern, does not have support from volume, and this bullish candlestick here does not have support from volume. This one does. I would rather be seeing this candlestick and this candlestick having support from volume compared to the prior candlesticks, but in both cases the immediately prior downward session was stronger. So that's a slight concern, but there is really strong support for this bullish candlestick pattern. And now we're getting strong support from volume for upward movement. Here's a bullish signal from on-balance volume. ADX indicates an upward trend which is extreme but not very extreme. RSI overbought and stochastics entering overbought, and we've been over ATR. Let's see how this market behaved at previous important lows, and going back to this motive wave chart. Now I'm going to identify this low, this low, this low, and this low. Let's see how it behaved with RSI and ADX. So going back to the low of primary 2, within cycle 1, there was no bullish divergence between price and RSI. RSI reached oversold just after the low. ADX told us in the middle there was, for the B wave, there was an upward trend which reached extreme. The downward trend did not reach extreme. These upward trends can reach very extreme. This reading is above 60 for this prior piece here. At this low, that would have been hard to identify. I don't see a bullish candlestick pattern either here. This isn't a piercing pattern. Let's just bring in volume as well, just to see if there was any support from volume for this pattern. No. That would have been really hard to identify. I'm not seeing any good markers for that one. What about this one here? Ends with strong volume. RSI barely reached oversold after the low. Indicated a downward trend which was extreme. And there's a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern here which does have support from volume. This one here that my vertical line is on, that has support from volume. So that would have been a little bit of an indicator. But what happened here? This one had a little support from volume. That's not a bullish candlestick pattern here that has support from volume. This candlestick here had support from volume, but it's not at the low. I'd rather see it at or really close to the low. This isn't actually at the low, it's super close though. Okay, that might have been also difficult to identify, but not as difficult. What about this important low here? Here's a bullish candlestick pattern. It does have support from volume. RSI reached oversold. ADX here indicates an extreme downward trend, but not very extreme. The downward trends just don't appear to get as extreme as the upward trends for this market. Okay, and this current low, which I've just been over on the other chart. Oh, there is actually some bullish divergence between RSI and price from here to here. Okay, and RSI did reach reasonably oversold, which it doesn't tend to do much in this price history of this market. So I think this is most likely a sustainable low. And the low here was $3.02. It's already tripled in value, but there's a very long way to go for this market if it's in an early stage of a third wave. So that's my conclusion for THORChain, and I think I'll be buying some of that today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, thank you to every subscriber and commenter on the YouTube channel for your support, and especially thank you so much for the support over the years from my membership at Pure Elliott Wave. I really appreciate every one of you, and I hope everyone's looking forward to an awesome weekend.